Understanding and investing in soil health is a highly profitable way to increase production. It is also a responsible and efficient choice for utilizing inputs and building soil that will be healthier for generations to come.
A lot of our farm soils have become biologically depleted and out of balance, mainly because several contributing factors. Number one, our cultural practices and tillage methods, soils that have seen a lot of anhydrous ammonia usage, soils that through years and years of herbicides and insecticides, a lot of that has disrupted the microbial activity in the soil and the microbial balance in the soil.
There are no miracle products in agriculture, but through sound management and continual education, a more profitable business can be created.
Soil nutrition and stimulants can help make a good farmer a better farmer, because a lot of times that's often one of the most neglected areas in the cultural practices. Farmers are usually pretty good at seed selection. They're usually very good in fertility and control products, our herbicides, insecticides, and fungicides. But usually when it comes to below ground management and when it comes to understanding the soil biology, most farmers understand very little about that. And it's estimated by industry experts that less than 3% of our inputs are actually doing anything that benefits the soil itself.
Modern farming has focused almost exclusively on above-ground management, with virtually no emphasis placed on below-ground management.
I believe that below-ground management is the most important portion of being able to grow a crop. It is where all your nutrients are stored. It is where you will see the benefit quicker as far as that crop coming out of the ground and getting going. The only way that you can effectively grow a high yielding crop is to have your nutrients balanced and have them available in the soil. Below ground management is where it's at if you want to grow quality crops.
A good sound soil management program and below ground management program, you're actually working from two avenues there, because one, you're creating more energy in the soil and you're freeing up more of the nutrients that are locked up in the soil reserves. Then also you are creating an environment to where a higher percentage of the nutrients that are being applied, as far as the fertilizers and micronutrients, are also being converted. So everything that we do to increase that soil biological activity and that balance is working both on freeing up reserve nutrients and also creating a higher percentage of the applied nutrients into a more readily available form for the plant.
Most nutrient supplementation and fertility programs are based on the premise that the plant is not getting enough nutrients from its current fertility program. Instead, the problem can often be a chronic absorption deficiency.
A chronic absorption deficiency, as it applies to agriculture, is when we're continuing to apply macro and micronutrients and we're still seeing deficiencies in those areas. Yet a lot of times we can look at that corresponding deficiency in our total reserves, and there may be a tremendous amount of those nutrients that are in the soil, but they're just not getting to the plant. So continuing to flood that plant with moderate to high rates of fertilizers and micronutrients is going to be of little benefit economically or from the yield standpoint until the underlying problem is corrected. And oftentimes that problem is a deficiency in the biology and the microbiology of the soil.
Located in Hawkins, Texas, Pro Soil Ag Solutions is a leading manufacturer and distributor of natural soil nutrition and liquid plant food products that enhance the effects of fertilizer and stimulate plant growth.
Pro Soil is a company that, as the name states, Pro Soil, we are in favor of the soil. Our entire devotion is to helping growers understand how important their soil is, how important soil biology and microbial activity is, and letting farmers know that our philosophy is that no fertilizer program is complete without a biological program, but no biological program is complete without a fertility source. We are using a proprietary formulation that was developed in the mid-1970s, and basically we've just kind of carried on with some improvements to the product as time has went on. And many industry experts feel like 300 bushel corn and 100 bushel soybean achievements, the next place we're going to be looking for this technology is going to be in the soil and in the below ground management. And that's what ProSoil is all about.
ProSoil's proprietary products are designed to improve soil energy and provide a scientifically engineered nutrition program for improving indigenous soil life.
ProSoil actually specializes, starting with the vitamin hormone enzyme and the enzymatic process as to how that's formulated. We actually have products specific to certain growers' needs, but predominantly we have a product called Starter Pro 131, a product called Foundation 101, and a product called Vital Boost 333. And those are predominantly the three products that we distribute mostly to the agricultural industry. There's actually a tremendous amount of science and technology that go into the formulation of these products. We start out in our enzyme room, and there's about an 11-day process to culturing and fermenting the vitamin hormone enzyme. We then pump the vitamin hormone enzyme to the main plant, and then we add the synergist ingredients, which would be a lot of your intermediate metabolites, your root stimulators, some of your positive rooting acids, and then we also do add trace minerals and some fertilizer to all of the products. But it's the vitamin hormone enzyme is the main synergist for the soil life. And that proprietary vitamin hormone enzyme, it's an energy source that is designed to go in and create and re-inspire more soil energy. It's also a scientifically engineered nutrition program that goes into the soil and just basically feeds the soil kind of a superfood diet. At the end of the day, it's all about soil energy.
ProSoil's below-the-ground management products improve soil health by stimulating and feeding native microbial life in the soil, which creates a more active and higher microbial population, helping farmers maximize agricultural profits on every acre of the farm.
ProSoil Ag is a product that I've been using it for 14 years, and we have found that we hit certain yield barriers that we couldn't seem to break, and we knew that we had to look at something to help this soil be more productive. And so this product was one of those that came along that did this. It gives you that other yield boost of maybe 25% overall in yield increase, and that's this day and age we need to extract all the dollars that we can from our land because of other things, costs that we don't have any control on, and this is something that we can enhance our income. So it's been around for, I happened to be lucky enough to be able to use it 14 years ago, so I've had a lot of experience with it. And so I've used it on my entire farm, and it has changed the whole structure of the soil, made it more productive, and this promotes what we'd say earthworm activity. And we know that the organic people, they love earthworms, and earthworms actually makes that soil porous, so it makes it good for water penetration, and so that helps in itself. The earthworm passing the soil through its body helps enhance it by a certain amount of fertilizer that it emits from the extractions of it. Also makes it beneficial in tillage operations and all. It makes it more porous, allows the water to penetrate it better, and also it saves fuel from being able to pull the tillage tools through it a lot easier. I was lucky about 14 years ago that I got in on the ground floor of using this, and so I've benefited for the last 14 years here on this farm using ProSoil.
ProSoil products has helped us increase yields by better nutrient efficiency. It releases more of the tied up nutrients. The fertilizer that we use, it helps it to be anywhere from 10 to 30% more efficient. So that requires less fertilizer to be used on the farm. There's lots of nutrients tied up out in the soils from over the years from past fertility practices and just years of loading fertilizer out there. Some of it gets used, some of it don't. ProSoil makes that more available, and we can utilize that nutrient instead of letting it be tied up or leach off into the streams and waterways. We've been testing products on our farm, farming operation now for soon to be 20 years, and when we first came across ProSoil products, we saw a significant greater difference compared to the competitive products, simply because two reasons. One is it actually did make more yield, and the other thing is it left the margin of profit for the farmer, which that's always the number one goal. Also, it increased the feed quality for the livestock and the grain quality for the elevators, and that's very important. That's very key. I feel that ProSoil is in the top 10% of products in its class just because of the results we've seen at our farm.
ProSoil's biotechnology products enable farmers to better manage the factors that drive input costs up and those that limit production.
Soybean has been what they call the step crop of the farming community because they didn't, the seed companies didn't enhance the yield and work with the seed quality there, and they found that they reached the yield barrier really quickly and hadn't been able to go above that, and that was somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 bushels to the acre. And this product has broken that barrier, and now we have seen some 100 bushel per acre soybean crop due only to this product. ProSoil is always trying to take their products and increase in other products that go along with the same chemistry, and they're doing this through foliar feeding. And foliar feeding is the one way that you feed a soybean. You can't feed it through the normal fertilizer program. And so this has come about. They've enhanced it through the trace elements, and there's some products out there that they're recommending to use with their product. And so we're getting another 25 to 30% increase in yields. Some our research on trial and error basically there, because trial and error is the best really research. And so they are working with that, and so they work really close with the farmer on a one-on-one basis, and they've got a very good network of dealers who go out in the field and try to really help and explain these problems to the farmer itself, and farmers really appreciate this.
ProSoil definitely will increase your fertilizer efficiency, therefore less fertilizer is required to meet the criteria of that given crop. It's just like getting more efficiency out of your pickup truck or your tractor. If you can take the same fertilizer and get a 30% increase in efficiency, one or two things is going to happen. You're either going to get more yield for the same applied fertilizer, or you're going to be able to get by with less applied fertilizer for your same historic yields. And so if you look at that factor, just that factor alone, I mean, it's going to really help the possibility of really increasing national and world production of grains and feedstuffs. The nutrient management regulations that we're currently facing with nitrogen applications and even phosphorus applications, I mean, we can meet or exceed that with ProSoil products under a complete managed system. That has us really excited because that's a big challenge, that's a big question in a lot of growers' minds, and we're confident that that can be met with some good, careful management and some stair-stepping guidelines to meet that criteria, and understanding what we're doing with the soil biology and the fertilizer resources that you source are very important also to be part of this complete system.
With nutrient management issues becoming more and more of an issue, I believe that products such as ProSoil's line of products are going to be instrumental in helping farmers to reduce their costs and be able to produce more to be able to supply the world with the food that's going to be needed for the future.
I would recommend using ProSoil products for many reasons. One of the biggest reasons is we got a lot of challenges facing modern agriculture today. We got resistant weeds, we got the nutrient runoff issues, nitrogen, phosphorus, and so on. And if we can be more efficient, if we can get by with less applied fertilizer, that's less that's going to make it to the waterways, less it's going to make it to the bays and the Gulf and so on. And that's really important because we have to keep the nutrients where they're applied. We have to get more food production in the world going in, up to 2050, they say. And it's possible. We got the resources to do it. And with a complete managed system, I think it's more than possible that we can accomplish this as farmers.
For more information, visit www.pro-soil.com.